No Falls Week is so important. What we're seeing, what I'll be talking about this morning, is we've seen in the past year 35 deaths, fatalities from falls at height. And although the numbers are coming down year upon year upon year, it's still far too many.
Yeah.
People are leaving home in the morning to go and do a job work, expect to get home safe at night. And we want to be there to support those who are at work, who are using the equipment that protects them from falls, to make sure that they have the equipment, the services and the training that they need to be able to keep themselves safe.
Yeah.
I think there's a number of factors that come into it. I think there is the pressure of work. Everybody these days in the current financial climate is chasing to get the jobs completed, and sometimes that can lead to the eye being taken off the ball a little bit. I also think that there's a greater focus needed on the training and development of individuals within this, particularly as we're bringing through a younger generation now to take up positions within this industry.
Yeah, yeah.
I think anything that raises awareness, events like these are so good at actually putting some questions into the minds of those who are attending, so that when they go back to site, they may just take 2 or 3 seconds just to think about what they're doing before they carry it out. And those 2 or 3 seconds can be vital to making a difference between somebody being injured and the job going smoothly.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge. Huge. People have this impression that non-compliant products or dodgy products were only around during COVID.
Okay.
They were there before and they're here still.
Yeah.
And some of the things I'll be showing later on today during the event will highlight that to people. There are devices out there that are designed to protect your life. They're not just there to prevent you from getting a stubbed toe or a splinter in your hand. These are things that will prevent you from falling from height, from breathing in noxious chemicals, excuse me, or from even being exposed to things that could kill you.
Yeah.
And what we want to highlight is the fact that it is very easy in the current climate for anybody to set up as somebody who can supply this equipment without there being any checks and balances. And without organisations like ourselves and the work of all of our member organisations like Eurosafe Solutions, we can't really do anything about these products. We have to identify them, we have to then raise them with market surveillance to get them taken off the market and away from potentially causing people harm. Some of the facts that I'll talk about last year, we looked at about 140 different products right across the range of PPE, of which 82% of those products failed testing and assessment. So they either wouldn't do what they said on the tin, or they would potentially not have the right documentation, which means that they perhaps haven't been tested or assessed as they should be. So if I go back some 32 years when I first got involved in the industry, the reason I got involved in this was due to both my father and my stepfather suffering injuries and illness at work. My father was exposed to asbestos and now has an asbestos related condition, and my father worked for the London Fire Brigade. And actually hanging up breathing apparatus, they came off the wall, fell on him and crushed him against the table, leaving him in a wheelchair for 2 years. So these things occurred to me at a time when I was looking around thinking, what do I want to do with my life? And suddenly I thought, well, hang on, my dad worked for the London Council, my stepdad worked for the London Fire Brigade. These are big organisations. If they can get it wrong, potentially anybody can. So that sparked a bit of a fire in me to do what I can with it. My goal, whether it's been when I was involved in sales or as I am now, more of a support role to those who are placing products on the market or using them, is really all about making sure that they have the relevant knowledge and relevant expertise available to help them make right decisions, and that's key for me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a really good question. I think the key thing is be aware of what you want to achieve. It's a grand thing to say we want to keep everybody safe. In today's marketplace, we often find that people are doing more than one job. They have more than one responsibility. So it's being competent enough in each of these roles that you may take on to make sure that you can deliver on what you want to achieve. So look at the competency, look at how you achieve that. And certainly in the work at height environment, we've got things like BSIF 681 now, which is the new standard in involved with looking at competency across a range of different tasks and roles for people. So have a focus on what you want to achieve and look at what can support you to get that.
Yeah.
And never forget that there's somebody like BSIF to help you.
Yep.
I think the biggest one is always this will only take 10 minutes, I've been doing it 30 years. Great, it may only take 10 minutes. It didn't take my stepdad less than 5 seconds to be injured irreparably. So those 10 minutes that you're doing this may not affect you now. 40 years down the road, they may affect you like they have my dad with the asbestos condition. Didn't hurt him when he was exposed to it, but 40 years later, he can't pick up my kids and run around with them.
Yeah.
So think about the impact not only on yourself, but on your family. You may be big and tough, whether you're male or female, you may be big and tough out there doing the job, but think about how that might affect you with your family in the future.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.